All right, what's going on? Welcome in everybody on this Thursday. Hope everybody's had a fabulous week so far. Typically I'm at work on Thursday. But due to some soft ass young generation of workers, the plant that I work at, the distribution warehouse I work at, decided all of a sudden after 16 years they want to add 48 HVAC units to the roof of the building, to the roof of the warehouse. So in order to do that, of course, being 1.2 million square feet or whatever it is, of course there's no crane that can get it up there, so they got to use a helicopter to fly them up there and put them on the roof in different areas and things like that. So due to safety reasons, I'm off today. So I'm out here doing my little side hustle, trying to make a little extra money to make up for today being off. So I really would appreciate it if you guys would do me a solid. And if you're a Gamecock fan, I honestly don't know what the hell you're waiting on. And I'm talking about hit that like, that big old thumbs up, subscribe to this video, hype this video, become a channel member if you'd like, get in the comments, let me know your thoughts. And yeah, all this stuff's appreciated. I'm right at 1,500 subscribers. I know that's not a lot compared to some bigger channels out there. It is what it is. I'm trying to grow this channel, and all the stuff that you guys do to help it grow is appreciated. Let's go ahead and talk about this video. Year 5 under Coach Beamer, and 5 games into the 2025 season. We're not where some Gamecock fans thought we would be right now, to be honest with you, myself included. Oh, excuse me. Coming into the season, I had us pegged at 5-0 for some crazy reason. And I knew I should have, read through all the smoke screen and the BS and coaches speak and things like that, and should have figured I should have waited to see how this team was going to be before I thought about predicting 5-0 to start the season. Now the schedule, to be honest with you, set up favorable for that. We started out Virginia Tech, South Carolina State, Vanderbilt, Missouri, and Kentucky. Okay, 5 games, winnable, all winnable games in my opinion. All winnable games. We got a great quarterback, one of the best, if not, well, one of the best in the country. I guess people can argue he's not that good. You can also argue he's one of the best in the country. Whichever side of the fence you're on, whatever, it doesn't matter to me. But we got a great quarterback in Lenore Sellers. When he gets loose and improvise and does, the shit he did last year, it's hard to stop him. He's a slippery little son of a gun. He can get out of about any situation. We got weapons in the wide receiver room. Everybody knows about Nick Harper and his elusive and explosive speed. You got Vendravius Jacobs. He's there. Mazio Bennett, which is kind of being on a milk carton, I guess you could say, as of lately. For some reason, I have no idea what's up with that. Jared Brown, same thing. We got some young receivers, brought in about 6 or 7 in the recruiting cycle this year. Some of them making headway. Some of them kind of, I guess, being on the back burner. Probably going to redshirt, whatever, But running back room loaded there. Yeah, so we got some talent on the offensive side of the ball, and like I said, I thought, if we play solid fundamental defense and be able to move the ball and put up points, we could be 5-0 early in the season. Well, that didn't happen. We 3-2, like I said. We did beat Virginia Tech, South Carolina State, got it flat out embarrassed at home against Vanderbilt, blown out. Went on the road, got embarrassed, we didn't get embarrassed. We got ran through, ran around, ran over, ran by, however you want to say it. Ahmad Hardy just sliced us up, made our defense look like absolutely dog shit. So we lost that game. We was in it actually until the end, and we just could not, get the stops and could not, generate any more points down the stretch. And yeah, we ended up losing by 9 to Missouri on the road. Then we come back home and finished up the first 5 games by beating Kentucky 35-13. The offense came alive a little bit. The defense played good. Now, was that a product of Kentucky's not really that good, or South Carolina finally figured out some things? I don't know. We'll see going forward. Time will tell on that. But year 5 of Beamer, offensively, the offensive line, of course, is the issue. Some people say it's the offensive coordinator. Some people say offensive line. Some people say Beamer don't know what he's doing. I mean, there's all kind of narratives out there. But the drum I'm going to keep beating until we get it fixed is the offensive line. Everybody knows that. The offensive line, you ain't got to be a football guru to know the offensive line is a big concern, big issue for the Gamecocks. Like I said, going into year 5, we have yet to put together a solid offensive line that can protect the quarterback, that can open up the running lanes, like I said, pass protect, give Lenoris or whoever the quarterback may be. Because we've had 2 back-to-back great quarterbacks in the system, but they're getting killed back there. Over 40 sacks the last several years that we've given up. But we have yet to put together a solid and competent SEC offensive line. And, of course, everybody knows you win in the trenches. If you don't have a really good, stout SEC caliber offensive defensive line, it's hard to win. It's hard to win in the league, okay? And we have yet to do that. Now, does Beamer need to make changes? Yeah, he does. Will he make changes? Unless he does it behind closed doors and without, shuffling people, or unless he does it behind closed doors, we won't really know. Maybe some of the things we see out on the field will be a telltale sign of that possibly something like that's happened. But he's not going to fire anybody, not mid-season. He's not that type of coach. He'll wait till the end of the year before he does it. And me and the deal maker, we've talked about this several times, a lot of times, matter of fact, on our lives and things. So he's not going mid-season, fire anybody. If he does, it'll be a shock to me. But we got a guy on staff, I think, that can actually fix the offensive line. Now, in that Kentucky game, like I said, the offensive line played better. You actually saw the dog mentality coming out in several of the offensive lines, especially Trayvon Ball. That man was being physical, being aggressive out there on the offensive line. He was driving his guy back out of play, out of bounds. He actually got a sportsmanlike conduct penalty, I believe, or late hit penalty, because he was being aggressive, and I like that. I ain't mad at him for getting that penalty. I want to see that dog mentality, that fighting these offensive linemen. That's what we're missing. That's what we've been missing. And I think, like I said, we got the guy that can fix the offensive line on staff in Sean Elliott. Now, some people are clamoring for Sam Pittman since he just got fired at Arkansas. Let's bring Pittman in, let him be the offensive line coach. I don't know. I'm on the fence with that kind of right now. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if he'd even want to come to South Carolina. Maybe he wants to retire, kick back, bust open a couple of cold ones, and enjoy retirement and all the money he's made, in his coaching career. But some people want him. Like I said, I think we got the guy on staff, Sean Elliott. He's a hell of a offensive line coach. Can get the job done with the guys. And like I said, looking at that Kentucky game, you kind of think there was some behind closed doors meeting with Beamer, Teasley, and Elliott, and maybe Sean Elliott may have had his hand in the offensive line room this past week against Kentucky. I don't know. That's just speculation. But Beamer hasn't been able to do that yet as far as offensive line, and that's what's killed us so far, in my opinion. We've not been able to generate a run game, not been able to protect Lenoris enough, and we've not been able to give him a good, clean pocket consistently. And that's what you need to have, when you got a real good quarterback. And if you're trying to develop him, like I think Shula's trying to develop him into more of a pro style quarterback. But if you ain't got a clean pocket, it's hard to do that. And that's where we are with this team right now. Defensively, they've been hit or miss, to be honest with you. Kentucky game, they played lights out. Like I said earlier, the Missouri-Vanderbilt game, it's like we didn't even have a defense out on the field. The first two games, Virginia Tech and South Carolina State, they were okay. They were serviceable, I guess you could say, in them two games. So, but like I said, we're 3-2, not where we wanted to be. And I didn't read into the hype of preseason polls because, like I said, I'm not one to put a lot of stock, a lot of weight on preseason polls. I think it needs to be about week 6. That way you get a gauge or an idea where your team is, offense, defense, whatever the case may be, and compared to other teams in the country. So I think about week 6 is when you should be seeing and really diving into and acknowledging polls, I guess you could say. If I had to put a grade on the offense, defense, special teams, the units, the three main units of a football team, I think I'm graded pretty difficult or pretty hard. Now, y'all may or may not agree. Y'all can get in the comments and let me know. But when I look at offense, like I said, I would rate this offense through 5 games as a D. And I think that's being generous. Outside of the Kentucky game, I didn't see enough consistency in the offensive line. Like I said, we haven't established a run game. Lenoris has been running for his life, trying to make things happen on his own when the play breaks down. And it's just not been enough consistency there for me. Protection-wise, run game-wise, consistency from Lenoris, being able to hit wide-open receivers. So I got the offense as a D right now through 5 games. And like I said, the Kentucky game showed me that they can do it. So going forward, we'll see. We'll see if that grade improves. And I'll have one at the end of the year. You know, we'll see where we are from now. We'll see where we are now versus the end of the year. We'll revisit that. But we got the big bodies to do it. We just got to put it together, get the coaching in line, and get everything fixed there on the offensive line. And we'll see. Defense. The defense now, like I said, I would say the defense right now to me would be a C. C minus, somewhere in that range. Because I mean the fundamentals in some of the games has not been there, has been lacking. Not filling gaps, not wrapping up, not tackling, not flying to the ball, playing too far off coverage, just giving soft coverages, letting receivers get behind the secondary, not putting any effort out there on the field. There's several plays that I've seen where the defense just lollygagging around, not chasing the ball. Just a little disappointment in my opinion with some of the talent we got on that side of the ball as well. So I would give the defense a C. Like I said, we're going to revisit all this at the end of the year. Special teams, B minus. They have been pretty flawless all season, with the exception of the Kentucky game. For whatever reason, we had a kick out of bounds. We had another penalty. I can't remember what it was on the special teams. I think it was a roughing the center or something like that. Never heard of it. But we've had that. We had some shank punts. Just inconsistent last week against Kentucky. I think if everything would have went off without a hitch, I would say they would get an A. No doubt, A+. But that's where I'm at as far as the units. Much room to improve, of course, in all facets of the game. But the back half of the schedule doesn't do the Gamecocks any favors. Got a tough next 7 games. And it's gonna be hard to find 3 wins, to be honest. It's going to be hard to find 3 wins on this schedule in order to be bowl eligible. Is it possible? Yeah. We seen it last year. South Carolina got off to a rocky start, reeled off 6 straight wins, I believe it was, finished the season 9-3. So it's possible. It is possible. We just got to get everything fixed. If we get everything fixed, playing as a cohesive unit on both sides of the ball, winning in the trenches, doing what we're supposed to do, opening up running lanes, getting a run game going, letting Lenoris be Lenoris. We got opportunities. There's opportunities out there. I got the schedule. I looked at it. I ranked it in order of the remaining games, and probably the most favorable game of winning to probably the least favorable games. And these are, it could be in whatever order you think. It is just my thoughts. First one being Coastal. Shouldn't be an issue there. Should have no trouble beating Coastal at home. It is what it is. Great to see these in-state smaller schools coming, making some money to play the games. All for that. The next game, I would say, be Clemson. Clemson having issues just like South Carolina. They're 1-3. Same issues, like I said. Coaching has been an issue. Turnovers have been an issue for Clemson. They converted a wide receiver to running back, who's had some good games, some solid games, but he's also had some not so good games as well. So consistency there as far as Clemson goes. And these are basically words from Dabo, really. I mean, because I listened to his press conference the other day, and he had said it's coaching mainly. Coaching and getting these guys to do the right thing every time has been an issue, and also cleaning up the turnovers. So that would be my second most favorable game for South Carolina to win, in my opinion. And then the third and fourth game could be interchangeable, depends on how you look at it. I got LSU down for number 3. They good, but to me they haven't been that impressive lately. Now this game's going to be a night game, unfortunately for us. Luckily for them, I guess you could say. We can't seem to get a night game against them at home like last year. We had to play it in the middle of the day, but the SEC gave them a night game against us this year at Death Valley at night, like I said, 7:30, or either 7:45, whatever time the kickoff's going to be. Either way, it's going to be a night game there, and it's going to be a hostile environment. But I think South Carolina, if we put it all together, I think that'd be our third favorable game to win out of the remaining 7. 4, I got us at Oklahoma. Now, if John Mateer plays, I would say that would probably slip down. Maybe you could probably change that with another one, but it's up in the air whether or not he's going to play. So I got Oklahoma being the 4th one as far as an opportunity to winning. And then Alabama at home, homecoming. Bama fans, some of them seem to be disrespected by that, because normally you play your easy game at home for homecoming, but it is what it is. But Bama, like I said, we play like we're capable of playing. I think we got a shot of beating them. 6, Kyle Field, going on the road to Kyle Field, Texas A&M. That's a hostile environment. It'd be hard to get a win there. And then the final one, Ole Miss. And like I said, you can put these in any order you want. Ole Miss is a great team, explosive team. Lane Kiffin does what Lane Kiffin does. So put up points and try to race you out of the stadium. So, but that's the way I look at it. We got 7 more to go. Can South Carolina get bowl eligible? We'll see. Can we clean up all the mistakes? That's to be determined. But I think we got the pieces there. If we can just get the coaching right, I think we'll be just fine. And but I want to know your thoughts. I want to know your prediction or your thoughts on the offensive line, your grading, whatever I talked about, the grade of the defense, the offense, special teams. I want to know that. Let me know what you think of my rankings as far as opportunity of winning and beating some of these teams. And I want y'all to hit that like, share, comment. Most importantly, subscribe to the channel. Okay, like I said, we almost at 1,500 subscribers, so hit that subscribe button. If you want to help the channel, you can become a channel member. That helps out a little financially. Hit the hype button. Super thanks. There's a super thanks button down there. There's all kind of things. YouTube's changed so much since I first started, but All this stuff helps the channel grow. I appreciate everybody. I'm gonna get out here and finish doing my little side hustle, and y'all have a great Thursday, and I will see you tomorrow night for my live show. Even though we don't have a game this weekend, we're gonna do a live show, talk some more about the Gamecocks or whatever. Myself and the Deal Maker will be on there, so y'all come hang out with us tomorrow night at 8 o'clock, and yeah, y'all have a good one. We'll see you again around.